I saw a video from David Pakman the other day, and he basically calls you out for claiming that he was far left on your stream. There was also a lot of other things in that same stream that you made that were just like super out of touch. For starters, why did you refer to David Pakman as far left? Like, what policies does he have that makes you box him there?
Pretty sure he supports Bernie Sanders' single-payer healthcare plan. He's probably in favor of big adjustments to the minimum wage, like 15-hour minimum wage. He's probably, I'm trying to think what I've seen on him for the trans kid stuff. The last big argument we had was over Rittenhouse stuff, so it's been a pretty long time away. But I'm pretty sure he literally says, I don't think it's controversial, he considers himself far left. I think he even says that. I think he says that in the very video you're referring to. He's like, yeah, I would be far left.
Yeah, but he says that in the context of countering your point, saying that, like, you would also
Yeah, he says that, quote-unquote, countering my point, because he thinks when I call him far left, it's an insult. It wasn't an insult. I was just saying he's, like, far... yeah, because he tried to, like, get me back by saying, well, he Destiny's far left. Yeah, I am far left, too. I consider myself, like, centered to far left as well, yeah.
Well, hold on. When you insinuate that someone is extreme, there's, like, always necessarily going to be language normatively loaded in it for most people. Like,
yeah, I know, I understand. Yeah, I have to do like a better job at like, because people get triggered like a motherfucker whenever you say anything in this country right now. So yeah.
I mean, I think it was recently got a little upset, but also.
No, I think if you listen to the whole thing, I don't think I use like I've constantly described myself as far left. I have constantly like described some people as far left that I like have respect for. Like I've never used far left. Like if I'm trying to insult somebody, I usually call them like a commie retard or some like ultra far leftist or whatever. I'm just like, oh, this guy's like far left or this guy's far right or but whatever.
I don't know if I would call you very left-wing at all, but I mean, I guess of course you want to cast yourself.
Yeah, you're retarded, yeah, but that's okay.
Nice. But earlier you said that the stuff like $15 minimum wage is extreme. Like, do you
I said the
really
collection
think, like,
of all of his policies would place him as far left. Yes.
Yeah, and I think everything you listed about the policies that he has there, I don't think they're that extreme. In fact, you've said in the past that those policies are not even mainstream, which is wild to me. Like, even your own
let's
subreddit.
think. What do we mean when we say far left? Let's get this out of the way.
So typically extreme, typically like not mainstream or like a majority of the country.
Yes, okay,
or like
that's
not
correct.
A significant portion.
Yeah.
So like, I would say that like stuff like $15 minimum wage is pretty mainstream. In fact, I think some states already have it. I don't think that it's wild that he's saying that like
some states having it, like the most left-leaning states ever having 15 an hour minimum wage. I don't think that makes it a mainstream position. Highest minimum wage in U.S. The highest minimum wage right now is there are 3 states that have a minimum wage of $15. You've got Washington, California, Massachusetts. And then New York and New Jersey are $14, so...
Isn't California also, like, the biggest state, like, one of the biggest states in the country? Like,
sure, but it's also, like, a solidly blue state, yeah.
Yeah, but, like... doesn't the state you live in, Florida, also have $15? I could be misremembering on that, but I do think that...
For Miami? I don't know. 15 an hour might not be the far left position anymore. Now on Twitter, you see people like Nina Turner tweeting like 25 an hour or so. But back in 2016, which is when the Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and we were talking about all this shit, and I guess people were in 2020 as well. But like back then, it was like a way more niche position, right? Because Bernie Sanders pushed Hillary Clinton into adopting that position.
Okay, sure, but you call David Pakman far left for having positions like that in 2023.
Okay,
like,
hold on. Let's macro view. Do you think David Pakman is far left compared to the average American?
I think he's moderate left.
Okay, what's an example of far left to you?
I think, like, being super socialist or, like, an anarcho-communist like Vosh, I think that's probably, like, an example of, like, a far leftist.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so, like... And, like, you framed yourself as, like, the one center-left political
Well, no, I don't want to talk about, like, I don't care about if I'm left, like, your definition of far left is fucking retarded, so I don't, but, like, we can talk about policy position or whatever you want, but I don't want to talk about, like, far left center, because if you're like, oh, well, you're not a communist, okay, I don't care. But, yeah, what else do you want to talk about?
You also, like, cast it, first of all, I just want to reiterate, I disagree with you framing $15 as, like, or a livable wage in general as to be an insane out there idea. Like,
I didn't say insane out there idea. I just said that, especially when you say living wage, that's a pretty far left talking point in the United States.
A livable wage. I just the fundamental idea that you think it's far left for a livable wage. I just know. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, well, then you also said in that same argument that David Pakman is far left because he had what was it you said? You said that like I think he said he believes in free healthcare or like healthcare being like a human right or whatever. Like again, this is also like a pretty mainstream take, and you're even
mainstream
again,
in what country?
America,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's not, but okay.
Wait, how is it not mainstream to think that like majority of like the youth, for example, is supporting like
majority of the youth is not majority of the country? Why? Notice how you had to qualify that immediately because you know you're wrong.
Wait, no, it's not because I know I'm wrong. Like I'm sure there's even old people or like older people, I'm sure, who will of course agree. Like, yeah, if you sat down and talked to like more than just Nazis and conservatives, I'm sure you would know that there's a lot of people out there who agree that like, yeah, you know, like free healthcare or like healthcare being super affordable, borderline free. Like that's not that insane. Most people would agree with that.
Okay, I super disagree, but who knows? I guess legislatively, we'll see if you if you're right.
I mean, so you don't even care that your subreddit pushed back on you on that too?
I saw one post about it. It was as fuck, and I'm pretty sure he got destroyed in his post. So I don't know.
He actually got a decent amount of upvotes.
I'm not looking at upvotes. I'm reading the post and I'm reading the replies. But okay.
Well, I mean, I guess you just are just conceding all this to me today. Well, there's
wait. What do you think I'm
thing.
conceding? The guy started off by saying that like the healthcare position wasn't that radical. I think he was talking about either Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren. When the healthcare policies that Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders would have been the most radical healthcare system in the entire world. No system has zero copay, covers all ages and people, has covers vision and dental, is single payer with all private insurance limited. That is the most far left healthcare plan in the entire world. And the guy on my subreddit was saying like, oh, this is like normal in Europe. So no, it was a stupid post.
No, he didn't just say it was normal in Europe. Yeah, I'm glad I bookmarked this post. Investigating Destiny's claims that Elizabeth Warren's policies would be characterized as far left in Europe. He cites like multiple sources saying like the conversion ratio in the UK would be roughly 1570 per hour. He also cites sources saying that France has a minimum wage.
Yeah, sure, but he's also talking about the minimum wage right now and not what people were pushing for 7 years ago, which I believe somebody in the Reddit post actually corrects him on.
Yeah, I think it's the first comments. Is to be fair, you should look at the numbers in the same context where Cambria was running. I don't think that totally... I'm not sure how that's actually going to go. German, the employer must offer paid vacation. Wait, can you repeat that one more time? Sorry.
When they were pushing for 15 an hour, it was in 2016 and earlier. And I'm pretty sure that the minimum wages in all those countries that are cited were, I think in every single one, I think they were below the 15 an hour that was being pushed. And again, I'm pretty sure progressives today, if you look at them on social media, they're pushing for more than 15 an hour now.
Well, I'm not talking about like what a fringe minority of leftists online are pushing for like $25. I'm talking right now.
Well, fringe minority is what is far left, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying that people like David Pakman or Elizabeth Warren pushing for that stuff today is not even remotely extreme. And like outside of a couple fringe leftists,
if you were to ask David Pakman, do you think that we should have a higher minimum wage, higher than 15 an hour, if that would constitute a living wage? Do you think Pakman would say yes or no?
I think he would say it's at least close to a minimum wage, yeah.
No, but he would prefer the living wage over the minimum wage, of 15 an hour. He'd say, yeah, it should be pegged as like a minimum, as a living wage, and that position would probably make you pretty far left compared to almost all Americans.
I don't think
even David Pakman says he's far left. I don't know why you're even. I don't know what we're even. It's like you're arguing to argue. Like even David Pakman says his positions would make him, yeah, far left. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like a bad thing to be far left, especially if you consider yourself a leftist. There's nothing wrong with that.
I just don't agree with you framing him as far left.
Okay, well he agrees with me framing him as far left, so I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't even think you're as far left as he is.
I'm probably not as far left as he is. I don't think I say I am.
Okay.
Okay.
There was